Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Miss Fierce here from the Fierce Trade House. Now, guys, first of all, as always, let me apologize. I didn't do my weekly analysis last week. I kind of got what happened last Sunday? I can't even remember, but I think it completely slipped my mind. I can't remember what I was doing. Sorry, guys. But then I remembered Monday morning. I was like, oh my God, I forgot to do the weekly analysis. And then my Monday was busy. I thought I'd be able to do it during the day, just to catch up, but I wasn't able to. So if you waited for my analysis last week, my bad, my apologies. Yeah, so we're here. Thank you as always for tuning in. If this is your first time as well, my channel, please like and subscribe. So I think the last couple of weeks have been very interesting for the markets. A lot has been happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look very quickly through a couple of currencies. I think I'm going to look at Euro, USD, and GBP, USD, and possibly USD, JPY. Okay. And then I'm going to look at the at the indices, either NAS or US 30, and then we are done for this session. Yeah. So when I'm looking at Euro USD, so I'm looking at the weekly time frame. Like Euro has really been on a very interesting move. So I think I saw this last week. I actually thought that Euro USD would last week would actually push higher. It did push higher. However, we only just took out the high. So we tapped into some imbalance and then we literally just rejected off of that zone and dropped. So my take is reason that may have happened is there's potential liquidity still lying below here. There's a possibility that we may try to just take out this low of January because we've left liquidity here, so we may try to just literally drop and take this out. The week closed very bearish, as you can see. We took out the previous week's low. If I go on the daily, yeah, we are seeing the structure is really more bearish than anything. But at the same time, on the daily time frame, we took out liquidity. So I'm just like, we possibly will try to attack liquidity below here, and then we'll see price pivot and possibly begin to push up. Because guys, we do have, when you look at the previous high of June 16th, there's relatively equal highs resting up here. We have an imbalance up here. So I'm kind of like, I'm still bullish. My bias will still remain bullish unless something happens and we literally, we took care of these lows. So I'm just going to assume that, I want I want us to push up. Okay, I want us to push up at least to this is what, about 60 pips away. We are in an accumulation zone here. We're in a demand zone here. So, we may see some continuous consolidation of price. But what I really think is happening is we may try to take out the lows before we push up. I feel like with this price just hovering around this zone here, price may just be reaccumulating and we may see price begin to push up. Yeah. Yeah. So, we have nice levels up here, up here, up here. So that's really my take. Let me see how far that is. That's like about, we have liquidity at about 112 pips. Yeah. To the upside. That's really what I'm seeing for Euro USD. I would really like to see this pair push to the upside. Let me look at a lower time frame. Because we did take out, like what I'm seeing is like we formed, there's this low here and then we formed this lower low, right? And I feel like this is the ending of that, push down. I feel like this was just a liquidity grab. We did push up and we took out, we shifted structure a bit. And then, then we dropped, right? We pulled back again, but I feel like price is still forming higher highs here, higher lows here and higher highs. So I'm just gonna anticipate that we probably will push down to the 1.04126 level, for 1.04126 level. So this is what I'm looking at for Euro USD. Don't take my word for it. This is what I want to see. I want to see price start, attacking higher. Okay. I feel like, we didn't quite take out the weekly liquidity of 16th June, like we said, but this is quite convincing. Okay, this is a quite convincing rejection of these lows. So I'm still going to continue anticipating the bullish move to the upside. So let's look at GBP USD. GBP USD. So let's go on the weekly time frame. Pretty messy, if I say so myself. We are still in bearish territory. We've just taken out liquidity on the weekly time frame. We closed bearish. Oh, actually, I actually looked at this earlier, right? I'm looking at, was this Euro USD? Hold on, guys. This is what happened. G and G are looking exactly the same. We have this point, this low of 1.14098. That's 16th March 2020 low. So that's a long-term potential target. And it's very possible that, GU will just drop below, right? But if I look at the daily, I'm just like, maybe, maybe not. Look at the 1 hour. So 1 hour telling me, 1 hour telling me. This could just have been a liquidity grab. Yeah, we took out all these lows, all this liquidity. We didn't quite make it down here, but we took out all this liquidity and we tapped into an imbalance and then we pushed up. And there was a huge displacement to the downside. We retested the break of structure there because we can see this was a breaker. So there's actually potential for price to continue to the downside. Now, for me, I'll only, if we break below this, let's say 1.20654 or 1.20196 levels, then I'll consider that we are going to go continue lower. Yeah, because we have this bearish order block right about here. So we may push up to that order block and then continue to shift lower. That's not too far from where we are. But I kind of feel like this is a liquidity grab. So price should start printing higher up. But then again, like I said, if we take out these lows, right, then we'll continue down and go and attack this the 16th. What is this, the 16th June? No. It was on the daily, the low of the weekly time frame, which was 23rd March 2020 low. Yeah. But either way, I'm like, I think we need to start pushing higher. So GBP USD, Euro USD. But let me look at the dollar index. the dollar index has been pushing up, which makes sense why the dollar pairs, the foreign exchange pairs have been dropping. So we are seeing a lot of bearish structure here, and it could just continue on to the upside. Let me see what's on this other side of the town. I'm actually fighting, I'm not fighting a cold. I don't have a cold, but it's like there's an onset of a cold that wants to try and mess with me. And I have just been fighting it with taking hot water lemon and all that. So if my voice sounds a bit weird today, bear with me, guys, bear with me. So we have some interesting levels up here. We may push up and then continue on to the downside. We didn't quite get there. Actually, we did. No, we didn't. Sorry, guys, I'm just marking out this chart because I want to see where price was reaching for. And if it will continue. Yeah, so we tapped into that imbalance and there's potential for, I'm waiting for price to possibly break below the 101 level before I can consider that we're still headed down. That's on the weekly. Yeah, but you can see we took out liquidity, retested, no, pulled back, retested the zone, and then now potentially for us to move lower, right? So if we start moving lower based on the dollar index, then it will align with my bias for euro and pound USD to start pushing higher, because that's really my bias. And when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, let me see. So this is 16th May. Let me just do a bit of a comparison as well. Higher highs, and the dollar index is like sorry, it was higher lows. Yeah, so I feel like, yes, I see a bit of divergence here. So I'm anticipating the dollar index to start going down, and then we'll see GU continue to push up. I think GU is pivoting to start pushing up. So that's basically that on the currency pairs that I want to look at today. So we're looking at Euro and GU possibly opening bullish, or at some point in the week beginning to move higher. Now I want to look at USD JPY, one more. And we can see, excuse me, guys, sorry, like I said, my throat is acting up. So we can see UJ is kind of looking like the dollar index. There's this target here that I think I marked out a couple of weeks ago or so. And we haven't yet quite made it there. So we took out with the high of 18th February, right? We just took it out, made a feeble attempt to get to this zone up here of August 98. We've kind of not done that. So I'm going to anticipate that UJ is going to start pulling back. This is on the weekly. Let me see the daily. Yeah, we can see even how the market closed. We took out, if I zoomed in here, we can see we took out liquidity, pulled back, a bit of a rejection downside, but I'm also seeing liquidity below. So I feel like we need to tap back into the 16th June 2022 low. And I think we saw 16th June lows. So let's see. 16th June lows, I think, coincided with Yes. Yeah, guys. I'm like, I'd really like price to push lower and then, take out liquidity below here and then retest and continue to the downside, continue to 131,500, which is 16th June, last month's low, right? So that's what I'm really anticipating for UJ. So this is kind of tallying with my with the foreign exchange pairs and with the DXY. I mean, it's kind of correlating with what I'm thinking. Okay, now let's move on to the indices. My favorite, my fave. So I'm gonna look at US 30, US 30, US 30. So when we come to US 30, let me move these. What we are seeing, so let me look at the weekly first. I like to just look at the weekly bias. So what we are seeing is price pushed lower and literally took out liquidity, attempted to take out this low, but not quite, didn't take it out quite, and just pushed away, but left, there's a lot of pending liquidity lower, right? We do have an imbalance here. I'm really bearish on US 30, okay, long term. But I feel like there was a bit of business up here, and that's why the indices pushed up. We saw this liquidity grab, and then we saw price 2 weeks ago push to the upside. Tried to actually made a swing high point at 31, was it at 31,900 level, thereabouts? And then rejected and closed bearish, but there was quite a bit of rejection downside. And I still kind of feel like, this is a weekly order block we can see over here. Yeah, kind of like a bullish order block, but we're also in a bearish order block. So in a kind of very interesting level in the middle here. So it could go either way. Price could continue breaking down, or we could see higher prices. And if we do push higher, I'd probably be targeting 32,530 as an initial weekly target, which is about 597 points away. But then again, we took out the high, we pulled back. So, let me look at the daily. Liquidity grab, tapped into an imbalance, we pulled back. Yeah, so I'm just thinking near term, at the very least, I would love to see price getting to 31,380. Yeah. That's about at least 285 points, 290 points away. Yeah. We're kind of at yeah, I think so, guys. I think that's what I would love to see price get to this level. If we take out this level, then we definitely are going to start seeing price just run bullish. Yeah. So my take is we tap into that imbalance and then maybe reject off of it and then see what happens after that. But if we break right through, then potentially we're going to start seeing bullish structure. But if I look at it long term, structure is still quite bearish, but we've kind of been forming higher highs, and higher lows, higher lows. So that's why I'm looking at price extending a bit up before we see it continuing to the downside. There's a lot of imbalance up here. We did see this momentum and displacement happen. So yeah. Let me look at a lower time frame. See what's up. Yeah, technically, if I look at it just between this, this is kind of like consolidation happening, but we are literally just making higher lows and we took out structure here. So anything that I'd be thinking is we probably will retest the 30955. So we probably will pull back. We may even get even lower, all the way to 3787, and then continue to the upside. I feel like, you know, this is a nice potential rake to the upside. You know, this bullish run here is just looking like potentially continuing to the upside. Yeah, because I mean, just look at this on the 1 hourly. It's quite imbalanced. So price may try to shift up higher. Let me look at NAS. So I'm bullish on US30, and let me look at NAS, which is what I 100% nowadays trade. I don't trade anything else other than NAS. If I go to the weekly, I'm just like, yeah, same drill. Push, tap into an imbalance, possibly looking to, it didn't quite tap back into, I think I had expected price to tap back into 11 to 84.1 as marked here. But what we are seeing is it didn't, right? And it just continued to form higher lows and higher highs. And we're kind of like in a bullish order block. So took out liquidity. We do have liquidity downside still. So long term, definitely, but I think we need to rebalance the market a bit and then push low. Although on the weekly, I'm just seeing a lot of liquidity upside on the weekly time frame. On the daily, on the daily, I'm like, you know, yeah, I'm just looking at this high of 12,233.1 as potential at 621 points away. I mean, it's quite interesting. This breakdown of price, really, this we may reject off of this level here, this order block, but I feel like we may target the 11,715.6 and maybe midpoint of that level, 11,859.3, before we see price continue to shift lower. So I'm technically bullish on the market this week, as you guys can see. I'm anticipating the dollar to begin to retrace or pull back, and the foreign exchange currencies as well as the indices to begin to see price pushing higher. So that's it, guys. Let me know if this is of value. Please share if you know anybody who would love to, would benefit from this information. And as always, have a lovely trading week ahead. Keep warm. It's July weather in Kenya. It's really freezing. So yeah, keep warm, stay safe, and stay healthy. See you soon. Bye-bye.